Okay, we're now going to discuss how to design or what things to consider when designing a neurodiverse workspace. Now, cognitive accessibility is quite key. It is essential, though, you consider the cognitive differences whilst designing environments to be used by neurodivergent people. That might be children, adolescents, adults. Now, not only is it a legal requirement, as per the Equality Act 2010, it's just a moral obligation too. And I have to consider sensory overload as well. The contrast between, for example, materials and the pattern might increase a person's stress. Because people with neurodiverse conditions cannot always ignore or block out such distractions. And this can reduce concentration, of course, and this overwhelming factor can put their well-being at risk. The sensory overload can be from any combination of any number of things. It might be that they've heard something, touches, sees, aromas, any kind of the sensory stimuli, and tasks and workload too. Now, in reference to background noise, this particularly is an issue in open plan offices, which are highly unsuitable for neurodivergent colleagues for a number of reasons. In fact, Microsoft did a report on this a couple of years ago. Now, designing a room in such a way, placing noise-absorbent furniture and ceiling artifacts around the rooms will absorb noises and improve the environment to, of course, enhance a person's ability to concentrate. Quiet booths are used more and more now, but these are not always the best option. That's partly because they, in effect, separate the person from their colleagues, and sometimes they can make people feel trapped too. Whilst noise is reduced in these booths, which is a good thing, what other distractions are there? You've got to think about that around the office or warehouse. People walking past, there might be somebody eating an egg sandwich, or many other things. In relation to aromas, this might be the chemical used in the toilet, such as bleach, or it could be, again, an egg sandwich. I love egg sandwiches, but an egg sandwich being eaten across the room. But such aromas can add to that sensory overload. And it might have been something that's been used earlier in that day, and we're kind of hypersensitive to that. When it comes to tactile considerations, that might be a door handle, a mouse mat, maybe even the laptop that a person uses. Care must also be given to the seating a person uses, both at their workstation and also in say, a canteen or a meeting environment. Some neurodivergent people are comfortable with texture A, but a significant number will be uncomfortable with it. But they may be stressed by texture B. It all depends upon the individual. So all we ask is that you speak to them, ask them, have a conversation with them, just have a quick natter with them and find out what their difficulties are. When it comes to lighting, bear in mind the sun is constantly moving, so blinds or another flexible option need to be in place. But also be aware that some materials reflect light too, and this obviously can cause anxiety and reduce concentration. Be aware that non-reflective materials are available. That might be a covering for something, or when replacing, then replace them with non-reflective surfaces. Okay, moving on to the layout of a room or an office or a warehouse. There needs to be an area free of sensory input so that a neurodivergent person can calm, relax. With a sensory overload, a person becomes very quickly exhausted. So we need to make sure that there is a neurodivergent colleague is also away from a lift, the photocopier, and other high traffic areas. This will also help with concentration and performance too.